Maul of the Skyclaves. I found this card to be actually really good. Just the fact that it automatically equips to the creature when it enters the battlefield makes it a lot of times better than some of our other swords. So we'll have to see how that pans out. We'll keep tabs on which one that we keep grabbing. And I think Maul of the Skyclave is gonna see more play. That reminds me, I wanted to keep a pen and pad next to me because I keep forgetting the matchups and I need to write them down as we go. People ask me later on, hey, what did you play against? What did you lose against? Because that stuff is very helpful. You're trying to figure out, how the league went afterwards. And I'm like, so let me go grab a notepad before we get started and a pen, and then we'll just keep tabs on everything. Bench Summer, how are you? You can't flicker it like with white taxes when they have flicker wisp. I know it's missing some things. It's not really a taxes list. It's more of a mid-range list that just so happens to have Skyclave Apparition in it, and Archon of Emeria in it. I think that Vial versions are usually you're able to play your creature's instant speed. You can play around counter spells with Aether Vial. But if we were going to put Aether Vial in this list, we probably automatically include Flicker Wisp as well. Those two go hand in hand. Skyclave Apparition, while we're talking about the card, I did notice that it's a little bit suspect when the opponent has removal that they can use. There was a number of times that we play this card, remove their threat, and then they just happen to have a Fatal Push and an uncracked fetch land or a Lightning Bolt at the ready. And if they do it in combat, then they now have a blocker that they can block and take out the Skyclave Apparition. So it's not all cupcakes and rainbows when it comes to this card. Sometimes you do have a little bit of a downside to it. But being able to use this on your own permanents is also something that we can try. We have 4 copies of Night of Autumn. This is a way to get rid of Ensnaring Bridge and Leyline of whatever. It's just a card that hits a lot of troublesome permanents. If Skyclave Apparition doesn't do the job, maybe this will, kind of thing. And it gains us life too. So against the aggressive matchups, we want to string together Bird and Forge Tender, Ariok Champion, and Night of Autumn. 1, 2, 3 punch, like that. Combo. Sword of Feast and Famine and Batterskull are the 2 swords that we have main deck. So typically we'll be going to get one of those, potentially Maul if we need to get aggressive. And then Collected Company, a lot of words have been said about Collected Company. This is just a way to put 2 of our creatures on the battlefield, instant speed. We can do this as a combat trick. We can do this end of turn, end of our opponent's turn. In response to a removal spell, try and save our creature. It's too good not to run, I think. Since we have green in the deck, we have Horizon Canopies. We get to draw a card off that. Pretty much, we're not really a Taxes build, but we're still running Ghost Quarters because we do have the Leonin Arbiters in the sideboard. And they come in handy there. So, Damping Sphere. Obviously, we have extra hate versus Tron and Storm, and a few other matchups I would bring this in against. Surprised that people don't like this card versus Prowess, but people say don't bring it in. It's not good there. That is kind of the summary of the deck. Obviously, we lean on Path to Exile as our premium removal spell. 1 mana, just get the job done. Really good with Leonin Arbiter on the battlefield. So yeah, it's kind of the summary of the deck. Let's not waste too much time. I do want to start the league, but let me go grab a notepad and a pen so I can keep track of these matchups. I will be right back. We can lead off here with a tapped Temple Garden. Pass turn back. Godless Shrine, so I'm feeling a discard spell. Yo, Manadork, what's going on? How are you? Great to have you in chat today. They're calling me old because I'm opting to use pen and paper to keep track of my keep track of my matchups here, rather than typing it in the computer in a spreadsheet or something like that. So Thoughtseize takes Stoneforge Mystic. Let's just play Aryak Champion here. I get it. I get it. You're probably back to work now, I presume. Oh no. Opponent plays the first Stoneforge Mystic. Alright, that's all of our Aryak champions. So that Thoughtseize taking out Stoneforge Mystic and then playing Stoneforge Mystic first, I think put them in the driver's seat. And now we kind of have to react to what they're doing a little bit. Alright, I really need a third land deck. I think I'll just play this to be mana efficient. How's Magic been feeling? Haven't played since the new set at all. I mean, the blue control decks are still quite prevalent and quite powerful. Have you read Omnath? That card is very, very, very good. And hopefully Wizards will address some of the issues that are going on with today. I know there's a BNR scheduled for later on this afternoon. Actually, it'll be pretty interesting to see how things shake out today. I expect some changes in Modern. I don't know what it's going to be. We don't have a crystal ball, but we know what people have been complaining about. What do I think it'll be? Um, when I really think about it, I think the only card that that really needs to go is I think the only card that really needs to go is Mystic Sanctuary. Um, I don't really see them banning Uro in Modern, although I'd be happy if they did. It's still a mythic rare, and that's a huge feel bad for a lot of people that bought into the card. Um, Mystic Sanctuary it's a common, so for what it does and the fact that it's fetchable, I think that card could probably stand to disappear just to hinder these Uro pile decks in some way without insanely damaging somebody's collection value. I don't know. Like I'm walking on eggshells here because walking on eggshells here because I really wouldn't mind seeing Uro go. I wouldn't mind seeing Mystic Sanctuary go. I actually wouldn't mind seeing Field of the Dead go, but then um, you know, I think they probably ban one card from Modern. Hopefully, we see an unban. I think unbans are greater expected value. Not having played any standard in the longest time, I won't really discuss standard bannings because it's just not my area of expertise. All right, we're just not hitting our lands. This is sad. We do have a lot of life though. None of your Slay said Uro is banned in standard, and that's the announcement. That's I could see that easily. Psych to O. Haven't played Magic in like 5 years, so I have no idea what's going on with any of the formats. Right now, standard is really bad week one. So a lot of people are up in arms about that. I think a lot of people are really upset with the current state of standard, and it's only been a week. The cards have been around for about 2 weeks now. People have tested with them. Um, Kind of a quick little summary. They have been pushing the power level of the cards more and more in order to sell packs and create new archetypes, I guess, or new. They want to make sure that the cards see play, the mythics see play. So they have pushed the envelope in terms of the power level of cards to the point where. Oh, okay, we do have the update. So Uro is finally banned in standard. All right. Well, that's news to me. Hooray for anybody that plays standard that doesn't have to deal with Uro anymore. Kind of wish they would have said something for modern. Maybe we'll go back and read that and see if we can read between the lines. Okay, third land. Third land. We can kill Batterskull before they have the mana to do anything about that. Thank goodness. Awesome. Well, thank you for filling us in. We supposed to attack here? Nah. This is a bad attack. So I thought that that BNR wasn't supposed to happen until 12 Pacific time. Wonder why they released it now. Alright, we can actually block the Stoneforge Mystic so that we keep Archon around. I'm actually a tiny bit sad that they didn't really ban anything from Modern or unban anything for that matter. But a lot of people say that the format is pretty healthy right now. In my experience, Psych-O, I've just had a really tough time playing against the blue Mystic Sanctuary Force of Negation Hero decks. They're just extremely well positioned versus the mid range decks that I like to play. All right, Night of Autumn here. What should we do? Should we take out? We take out the Sword of Feast and Famine or the Tide Hollow Sculler. Hope to draw a land for Collected Company. I actually feel like we should probably just take out the Sword of Feast and Famine here. We can attack first, right? If we take out the Tide Hollow Sculler, then we can actually get in some damage here. Alright, I'll do that. So, thinking. If they blink this, how bad is that for us? Yeah, I'm actually going to take out the Sword of Fire and Ice, or Sword of Feast and Famine here. I think this might be slightly better. Lingering Souls, so that's a lot of chump blockers. I did make this say always yes to that ability, so why do I have to keep clicking the triggers and wasting my clock? Great. So we finally hit our fourth land. We're not really in a great attacking position here. So just play Archon, pass. I applied it to one of the champions, but not the other. Alright. It's hurting my clock, clicking through each trigger. We need something that's going to help us break through here. Yeah, I'm at 52 life, but I think the opponent's going to start playing for the clock. No, there's no Plague Engineers here. We don't run any swamps. What is happening? Active. Skyclave Apparition. So now I just have to play as fast as possible. So many souls. All right. So 48 life doesn't really protect us from the chess clock. We have no flyers. All right, there's collected company. I don't think they have any swords left. Quite a game. Collected company. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. Any order. And what do we want? Batterskull? Maul? Probably Batterskull. Play Mirren Crusader. Gain the life. Use Stoneforge Mystic to put an equipment on the battlefield. Pass turn. So we're down to 12 minutes on the clock here. The opponent's going to continue ticking up Liliana until they eventually minus it. Or excuse me, until they eventually ultimate. Another Stoneforge Mystic. All right, they scooped. Thank you. I was about to say they're gonna play for the clock now, so let's bring in Veil of Summer to protect against these discard spells they keep having. Rest in Peace against that Lingering Souls plan of theirs. And then we'll trade out a Sword of Fire and Ice for a Sword of Light and Shadow. Cards that we don't really want here. Bearden Forge Tender, I think we can cut. Ariok Champion gives us a little bit of game. I don't think I want to cut Knight of Autumns for this matchup. Probably just cut one Archon, one Skyclave, and maybe another Archon. How's this? How's this look for 60? All right, have to play lightning fast. This looks keepable. We'll keep. And we'll lead off here with a Noble Hierarch like you do. And this turn, I think we'll play Path on the Stoneforge Mystic. Or did we path the Batterskull? I think it's Ariok Champion and attack. Nah, we'll pass the turn holding up Path to Exile. Blitz, how's it going? Shout out, Shark Salute. Oh no, they have Liliana. Sacrificing. Sacrificing Noble Hierarch here. Now we path Stoneforge Mystic, attack Lily down. Play another champion. Pass turn. Running into all sort of bad matchups. Like what? Mill, I presume, right? Alright, so they went for Sword of Feast and Famine. Bad news, opponent. Got your number right here. One red white taxes, 80 card Niv, and shuffle Kozilek. Path one time. Ooh. Ooh. Night of Autumn saves the day. These main deck Night of Autumns. My hero. That's the best emote I've seen in a long time. And here we want, I think, sort of Light and Shadow, right? Now what do we want? Play Sword? I think we attack, play Sword. It was actually a bad attack. Batterskull or Maul? Maul lets us fly over their dudes, but Batterskull just gains us so much life. Kind of feel like we messed up sequencing wise. Since we don't have anything we can do, we'll pass the turn. Alright, I needed that to be untapped. I'll just attack with one here. What is this? Cling to Dust. Okay, I should have expected that one. Fatal Push. Alright, we'll use that. Play the Batter Skull. Then hopefully they don't have Path here. With 2 cards in hand, it is a possibility. Ooh, Veil of Summer. Path, I think I'll Collected Company here. Anything that we can use to protect this? Probably not. So we'll just let that happen. Fortunately, we are tapped low. They know about the Cocos. Okay, Mirren Crusader, Skyclave Apparition, Knight of Autumn. Knight of Autumn and Skyclave Apparition, I think, are our friends here. Although Mirren Crusader with a Batter Skull on it. That sounds like a good time. Let's pick up. Let's pick up Mirren Crusader. And then with this, I think we'll destroy the Tide Hollow Sculler. And they scooped. Yo, what's going on, King Magic? I missed your previous hype in chat. Was buried in the match, trying not to time out here because the first game went so long. Yeah, our plan was kill the Tide Hollow Sculler, pick up the Sword of Light and Shadow. On our turn, return Batterskull back to hand, and then replay it with Stoneforge Mystic onto the battlefield. Or pick up Sword of Light and Shadow, play that with Stoneforge Mystic, and then equip Mirren Crusader. That first game though. So this time we're actually on the draw with what I think might be a bad hand. We could Collected Company. If this is Prowess with a single discard spell on the draw, we're gonna lose. So I'll mull this hand. And I learned not to keep one-landers either. They're just too risky. I'll keep this hand. Kind of sad I threw back the first one though. Let's put it back. think we'll put back the branch claw pathway. I think Maul is actually going to be halfway decent here. Let's put back Ghost Quarter and the Horizon Canopy. They have Luris, so we probably could have seen that before Mulligans, I think. Imagine putting back Ghost Quarter just to draw another. Scalding Tarn, so Shadow maybe? Probably just red-black prowess. Running Scalding Tarn for the extra fetch. They might be Death Shadow. Just play Knight of Autumn with 2 counters on it. Okay, they finally found a creature. We can remove the creature with Skyclave Apparition. If they have a Fatal Push in hand, rather than... They probably don't have Lightning Bolt. They would have used it last turn on the Knight of Autumn. Perhaps it's better to... go for Maul and then attempt to fly over. Since they can't Fatal Push, try and get some damage in that way. We'd be attacking for 6. Actually, we'd be attacking for 7. I think we just go for the removal. Always yield to the Exalted trigger. Yeah, I think Skyclave Apparition is just slightly better here because I suspect that they're on Death Shadow. We want to do all of our damage in one full swoop. Dismember, alright, they're definitely Shadow. Alright, this is interesting. So if we don't actually kill them this turn, we can Maul give 2/2 and flying to our Knight of Autumn. Then we hit them for 6. Sadly, I think we have to go for the removal. None of these creatures fly. Can't cast Apparition. Oh no! Well, I guess we just go for the next best thing. No, you're not. You're correct. So first strike makes this a little bit more interesting. So shadows are large and in charge. And sadly, we're doing what we have to do, but I think Temur Battle Rage can still get us here. They always have it. Oh, for once, I stand corrected. For once, I stand corrected. So they're not really using their graveyard as much. We have some excellent main deck cards versus them. Ariok Champions and Mirren Crusaders are decent. Perhaps we do want the Beard and Forge Tender as well. Protect against Lightning Bolt. We could have cast the removal there. I don't think so. We had a green mana source, a Ghost Quarter, and a basic Plains, right? Apparition costs white. So what cards are actually bad here? Oh, Ghost Quarter your own landline. Yeah. I did forget about that. That came up a lot in yesterday's league, so we'll have to not forget that. Hmm. What do we cut here? What are we decideboarding? Do we want Rest in Peace? We probably want some number of Rest in Peace. And I think maybe I'll just cut these Knight of Autumns. We'll bring in a couple copies of Leonin Arbiter as well. seeing as how they do a lot of fetching and shocking. Okay, this hand is... It's got two paths. I mean, that's kind of where you want to be versus Shadow. I would imagine they probably take path. They ended up taking Collected Company. That's an interesting one. We'll play Branch Cloth Pathway and play Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. What you got? Bolt, push. Something better than. It'll push. Okay, planes is helpful. Alright, so they're just gonna put Luris in their hand. Alright. Four of a kind. You can't write this stuff. Field of Ruin just doesn't really do anything here. Should we even bother with field this turn? Probably just better to save save it for something. If they run Lava Claw reaches or something like that. Like, it thins our deck, but it thins their deck too, so. There's Luris. So we can path that on the way down. Gonna need to draw some creatures here. See if they want to dump any spells into that. No blocks. I think I'll go ahead and hit that now. Okay. Yes, I have all the Path to Exiles that one could dream of. Yeah, I think they only run two. Generally speaking, shadow builds. So if we can ever draw a Ghost Quarter, that will be really good. Here, I think I'll just slam Batterskull. Attack for 2. Yep, I just drew another one. Don't mind me, opponent. Oh no, blown out. Alexa666, thanks for diving into the Shark Tank. Super hope you're having a great day. Feel free to lurk. I didn't mean to call you out if that's what you're worried about. Big D the villain 76. Thanks for diving into the Shark Tank. Hope you're having an amazing day. Awesome. Continue to do so. Happy to have you both. Okay, this is kind of interesting here. We have Path for the Death Shadow. They're about to be really salty. That is 4 Path to Exiles. Now we can equip Maul and Swing. Hope for no removal spell. Or we can play Sword of Feast and Famine. Kind of like just equipping the sword that we have on the battlefield. We could also pick up Batterskull, attempt to play it next turn. We don't have the second white. Because we had the path, so I guess that governs what we do now. Play. So we can't, because this is double white. That's alright. I think we pick this up. Or maybe we play this out, because it protects around targeted discard. Yeah, let's play Sword of Feast and Famine. And I think we don't attack here. Should have attacked. So my logic was, unless we... Okay, so they scooped. So my logic was, unless we're actually winning the game with the attack, we don't attack them because we're just kind of doing their job for them, essentially. They're a shadow deck, so we want to deal our damage in huge chunks to beat them. But, hooray, we are 2-0. Starting off pretty good today. Alright, we're on the play. Thanks, Psych-to-O. Here we'll play the Razor Verge Thicket into Noble Hierarch. Pass. Let's see what our opponent's up to. Turn 1 field into Aether Vial, so immediately I'm suspecting taxes. Probably Mono White Death and Taxes. How's the Archon doing? It's kind of a mixed bag because it affects us as well. We haven't really seen the card a lot today either, so it was pretty good for us yesterday, I think. Alright, so we could develop our mana, or we could go ahead and slam Ariok Champion. I think here it's probably just best to play Noble Hierarch and then attack. Then we have Coco next turn, or we could do both. We could do both. We could do both. Sequencing though cost me a point. Sequencing, I could have gained the life. We should be at 21. We should be laughing at Scourge of the Skyclaves. I noticed it though. To my own to my credit, I noticed it myself. We could just slam a Batter Skull here and watch them cry. Or we could Coco. Paging Slayer Fall. What do you like here? Attack and Coco or Batter Skull? Don't show them the skull? Well, of course we attack. Of course we attack. I mean, there's nothing on the battlefield other than Aether Vial. If we hit Skyclave Apparition, that would be really good, I guess. And we did. Ooh, we got Knight of Autumn too. So Knight of Autumn, Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, I like that. This is a lot of ETBs. Alright, well now we have a better idea what they're on. Kind of think we just value playing a sword that equips automatically here. Although we could attempt to punish their hand since they are stuck on lands. We also kind of want to play Batter Skull next turn. Get Sword of Feast and Famine. Okay. Nice. So, white taxes. Sword seems good. It lets you untap to play Batter Skull in your second main next turn. It does not untap the creatures, but potentially yes. So I expect Sword of Light and Shadow to perform rather well here. Protection from Path to Exile is pretty big. They probably run a lot of smaller creatures, so Sword of Fire and Ice can also come in here. Perhaps we do want Leonin Arbiter. I'm very bad at math too, as well, so you're not alone in that. A lot of games I've lost due to not doing the math. Yeah, let's bring in arbiters as well. Target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard into their library. Alright, well that's not as good as back to hand. I think we can cut Forge Tender. And I think we can cut Ariak Champions. This doesn't really seem like the matchup for either of those cards. How's that? Looks good. We're off. I wonder if they have a tertiary color, like a splash of something. Alright, well. This hand looks pretty good versus what we saw. Sorry, I got a cat hair in my mouth. Love that. But we don't do anything until turn 3. Yeah, I gotta fix this. Hold on. Got a cat whisker in my whiskers. We can try and get them at their own game plan with a Ghost Quarter. Maybe they slam Leon and Arbiter. We just Ghost Quarter them in response to it when they're tapped out. Let's keep this hand. Let's see what we can make of it. They took a mulligan to 5 cards, so they must be looking for some kind of artifact removal based on what happened last game. So the plan here is just to be better at their own game. Hopefully that slowed them down more than it slowed me down. Here I play Horizon Canopy. Fully expect them to play another land and then go for Field of Ruin on my Razor Verge Thicket. If they don't, we'll be better for it. Okay, so they did not have the 3rd land, it looks like. Fantastic. Fantastic. So now we're going to Apparition. Apparition, the Leonin Arbiter. Tax is usually known to play Dismember and Path for removal. Alright, infinite arbiters. So it's kind of important what land that we get. Hang on. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. I think we want a white mana. There. Play Hierarch since we're attacking for with one creature this turn. And then we have to remove Apparition this time. Or excuse me, we have to remove Giver of Runes this time. Which means they can kind of get us with the Alone and Arbiter. So protection from white. No attacks. Alright, we can Knight of Autumn the Aether Vial before that becomes a problem. We could also Apparition the Alone and Arbiter and go to town here with a Skyclave Apparition. Perhaps it's better to wait on Knight of Autumn and Apparition the Arbiter this turn, so I kind of think we'll do that. Salted triggers we can yield to. Unfortunately, we don't have a follow-up play here. Attacking for 2. Sure, I'll take 2. I'm not going to crack Horizon Canopy here. I think I want to land. Did not get land. I think we do want to blow up the Aether Vial here, though. So if we kill Vial, they're just going to Vial in what they have anyways. So I think we attack first. And it's actually more damage if we attack with both Skyclaves. Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Then we would know if one of our creatures gets blocked. path, and they're gonna. Alright, shit. So, path gives them a chump blocker for the other apparition. This is the main problem that I have with this card, is that in combat it's really, really dicey when you attack with it. Destroy Aether Vial here. Never into open mana. You mean never attack into open mana with it? We take 3 here, go to 9. I still want that land. Just infinite Night of Autumns here. This is a weird game. So what's the best thing we can do here? Crusader? And then Archon? That's actually fine. I think we'll get a forest with this. Alright, Apparition's pretty good for them here. Let's see if they want to use their illusion. Like Guns N' Roses. Okay, Sword of Feast and Famine. Seems pretty good here. Equip the Archon. You swing with that alone. And Archon says we can't cast any follow-up spells. Nice, that Ghost Quarter entered tapped. We don't really have any way to blink Night of Autumn at all here, so I think I'll just trade with the illusion. Okay, Ghost Quarter, kind of helpful here. So we could quarter their Ghost Quarter. That's probably better than Ghost Quarter their Field of Ruin. They're empty-handed. I think we just want a big Night of Autumn. First things first, let's attack. Salted triggers. We'll make a big Night. Or do we want to gain life? Big Night? We might want to gain life with this one, because we're at 7. Right, if it eats Path to Exile. Alright, well, we'll let their next turn decide what to do. Oh, I think I want a Ghost Quarter here. Ghost Quarter, their Ghost Quarter. What are we waiting for? So we can take 6, go to 1. Alright, Path is actually really good here. But we have to wait until their turn to use it. Here we'll take the 4 life, go to 6. Attack the opponent, put them to 3. And when is the best time to path one of their Skyclave apparitions? Would it be on the draw step? During the upkeep? Would it be upkeep path? When they attack? In the draw step? Hey, how's it going, Max Magicer? Not on the draw? After draw? So like main phase? I think they're upkeep. Alright, let's. And of course we'll do that off of a plains or boulder cloth pathway. in draw after draw. Okay. Cancel. Yeah, I think we have to go for it here. Restoration Angel would be devastating, so we don't want them to have a card in hand. Doesn't matter which one. We don't get anything but an illusion. Max Magicer, thank you for diving into the Shark Tank. I hope you're having an awesome day. By the way, if it's your first time here and you feel like chiming in chat with us, let us know your favorite cards, favorite formats, and all that good stuff. I love it. Love to know more about you all. That's how we get to know each other here on stream. So if you're new here to the stream and you followed today, let us know your favorite cards, favorite formats, and all that good stuff. And was that a 2-0? Did they get a game off of us? I think we got another 2-0. Yep. We haven't dropped the game yet. There's no merit to wait for the attack, so you'd get a surprise blocker like they did against you. Right. Mine too, Max. Went to Pro Tour London with favorite deck Tron. I follow a lot of Tron content here on Twitch. Like, so I actually went into a few Tron streamers' channel trying to learn how to beat the deck, and then ended up making a lot of friends in that community. So you'll notice when I'm not live that I host a lot of Tron streamers a lot of the time. Modern's a pretty great format. A lot of people sling Mud, but I think it's the best expected value that you'll find in Magic is a Modern deck. Okay. So we 2-0'd Black White Taxes. We 2-0'd Red Black Shadow, and we 2-0'd White Taxes. On the play, can we keep a one land hand like this? Starting a poll. If you want me to keep this hand, type keep. If you want me to mull, type mull. Mull this hand. Alright, that's a lot of mulligans. We're gonna mull this hand. Another one lander. This one I'll keep. And I think we'll put back the Batter Skull. If we can draw a green source, this is gonna be so awesome. Ley Line of Sanctity. What is this, Boggles? Not even. Alright, I don't know what I'm playing against. Is this the Oops All Spells? Alright, well this will be a first. Never didn't have it, but it might not matter. Do they mill their deck? If so, we can bring in 3 Rest in Peace. Let's start thinking about sideboard, chat. When we tap out here, I kind of expect to just lose. Yeah, but we need to add a board presence here. I think taking a turn off to Ghost Quarter them is probably signing up to lose, I think. And what's the best sword for this? This doesn't target. This equips automatically. And this gains us life. What's the best sword for this spot? I'm tempted to go get Batterskull just because it's still early in the game. Protection from black, you think? Alright, we'll roll with that. Okay, they're running Vengevine. I'm not familiar with the opponent's deck. If anybody has the deck list, feel free to post it in chat. Okay, this is when we lose, right? Well, so are they getting back some Vengevines as well? Crazy, right? Alright, so we're gonna scoop here to the Vengevines. Interesting. So the cards actually do go to the graveyard, so Rest in Peace, we definitely want all 3. Anything else? They're not actually casting the cards, so I don't think Damping Sphere does anything here. Let me see if I can find their list. Oh, come on, Goldfish. MTG Goldfish is not showing this deck being played within the last 7 days because of the way they pull their data. So we don't have a deck list for this anywhere to look at. Belcher is in their sideboard versus any graveyard hate. Well, we don't have many ways to deal with that outside of Night of Autumn. So what do we do here? What do we even do here? I think we can cut Maul. I don't think the card matters. Batterskull. And a Stoneforge Mystic. And then let's just bring in Leonin Arbiters. I don't know how much that even matters. No clue what to do here. A hand like this just won't win. Typically it's a good hand, but I think we're going to take an L here. I think we're going to take a big fat L here, chat. We just don't have the tools for this deck. Against the rest of the format, sure. Against this deck, not so sure. I don't even see them playing a creature next turn. Play Stoneforge Mystic. Get a Sword of Fire and Ice. Pass turn. Aryak Champion is kind of a do-nothing. Perhaps we do play Arbiter here. Just in case. Maybe they're trying out something new in their build. I think we're one turn off of losing to Belcher. And I guess we'll pass holding up Path to Exile, but I don't think that does anything. Should have played this pre-combat. Are we dead? Undercity Informer. Do they have mana to sacrifice it? And there's nothing that we can really do, right? So the problem is they can just pay the mana, sacrifice it. By blocking and pathing the Vengevines. Okay. Oh, look at them being sneaky with Nexus of Fate for the mill decks. I think playing the Ariok champion was actually kind of dumb. Now we don't have second path. Do we path this? Probably not. Right. This is very scary stuff. So we were unwise to not play Ariok champion before combat. Now we're going to take an extra 12 points of damage. Oh, and I was supposed to block. I'm definitely supposed to block there. I misclicked through the block step. Actually misclicked through the block step there. So, have they done as much as they can? Is there anything else we can do here, or should we just scoop? Yes, we attack. Let's get rid of Vengevine. Block here. Uh, Block here. And what's this? 4, 5, 6, 7. Damn it. That missed block. It also has protection from green. This has protection from black and red. This has protection from black and green. Throw away Noble on a Vengevine? Yes, definitely. I almost forgot to block that. Thank you. Thank you very much. We can kill the Sword of the Meek, or we can play Knight of Autumn. And drop a Nexus to the graveyard and redraw it. So Nexus ensures that they don't lose. Life at this point. Probably. Oh, that's right. We could have killed this. Interesting, interesting. All right, we got a game win. He didn't use Phantasmagorian. It was in their graveyard. Alright, well now that we know that Leon and Arbiter doesn't do anything, I think we'll just take it out. What do we value here? I guess protection from black is pretty much what we want. Will Veil of Summer work versus Creeping Chill? Let's read Creeping Chill. Doesn't target. This deck is scary. Their deck is very scary. I think we'll take out the Forge Tender. Alright, we can mull to it. Alright, on the draw, should we mull this hand for something with Rest in Peace? Or shall we keep the good stuff hand? We can have a turn 2 Mirren Crusader. Yeah, we have a turn 2 Mirren Crusader. But that's no Rest in Peace. Another pole. Keep this hand. If you want to keep, type keep. If you want to mull, type mull. And I'll act accordingly. Yeah, I think we have to mull. The hand is good. But I think we have to mull to Rest in Peace. We have 3. I think we can find one. Fast Cocoa is pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna keep this hand. I think we probably lose to this deck. Alright, Skyclave Apparition is a card. So next turn, chat, are we going for Mirren Crusader? Mirren Crusader here? Or play Noble Hierarch and then Stoneforge Mystic. Like, I kind of want to play this, but I also kind of want to be able to Mystic might be better. That's a good point. The only thing is we're not guaranteed to Coco unless we go for Noble Hierarch this turn, so... This is questionable. And I do think we just value the I think we care about the life gain as much as we care about being able to block Vengevines. Let's get Sword of Feast and Famine. Ooh, they missed their land drop. Chat, they missed their land drop. So what do we do now? What are we doing now? Coco and attack. Play Mirren Crusader. And then a Stoneforge Mystic. Decisions. Think Coco right now? Or hold it till end step? Wait till you see what they do. Alright. Yeah, Sword and Mirren Crusader is probably better than just swinging for 2. I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is Coco is happening this turn. Ariok Champion and Knight of Autumn. There goes Ghost Quarter. What else? Ooh, 2 Ghost Quarters on the bottom. So we probably want the life. Or maybe we want the counters. I'll take the counters. There's Rest in Peace. Okay. Sword first. Oh no! Oh no. Should have sorted first. Definitely should have sorted first. Play that rest in peace. There. Ooh. We 2-1'd oops all spells. Ooh. Spicy. Spicy. Oh, that was one that we needed. All right, 4-0. Yeah, I'm not gonna psych myself out though. While we wait for an opponent, I do want to say a giant shout out to everybody. Thank you for spending your time here. Happy Monday. Shout out to the last god for suggesting this list in the first place. He posted the list in my Discord. Was able to acquire the cards shortly thereafter. And here we are. This one I have to mulligan. And this one, I think I'll keep this hand. I'll keep this hand. We'll put back Ghost Quarter. Perhaps the play is to put back the Aryak champion, but I think we can actually fix our mana with the Ghost Quarter. Alright. Amulet of Vigor, turn 1. So that's pretty scary. Knight of Autumn is really good here. Max Magicer, thank you so much for boarding a submarine with us. Get in here and get your love. These are my hype hands. Thank you so much for that sub. Enjoy spamming your emotes all around Twitch, wherever you see fit. Thank you so much for that. Sub hype. Love it. I guess we lead off on Ghost Quarter here. Should we play Ghost Quarter first? Guess I'll play Razor Verge Thicket. Something tells me we should play Ghost Quarter first. Alright. So do we hide from them the Ghost Quarter? Probably not. Get a Stoneforge Mystic down. Oh lord, I almost clicked no. And what's the best card here? Sword of Feast and Famine or Batterskull? Gotta be Sword of Feast and Famine here. The discard spell. Batterskull, maybe. Somebody with experience playing Titan or against Titan. Batterskull is a nice way to keep up with the Field of the Dead. At least it comes down with a creature that blocks. But Sword of Feast and Famine doesn't really help out against Trample. Does it have Death Touch? No. Get Batterskull? Yeah, Batterskull blocks better. So I am quite worried about a fast Titan here. Alright, I can go after Amulet with Knight of Autumn. And also play Batterskull this turn. We can also go after Castle Garenbrig. Might be a good idea to blow up the Amulet. So they played this. They played this. So they could conceivably Titan next turn. I don't think we have to go for this though. Won't they go off with a Titan next turn if they have it? Yes, probably. Alright, so we're killing Amulet this turn. The only issue with this line is that it doesn't play around them having a second Amulet. Okay, so we should probably kill the growth chamber. Um, but this is also a problem. Or we could just do both. Both sounds nice. So do we have time to actually play our threats first? I think we need the Batter Skull down. But we also want to take them off lands. And we need to clock them. We can hit them for 3. We need Noble Hierarch down this turn so we can start casting things. Um, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for the land destruction here. Because now we can Ghost Quarter the castle. Get a forest, or we could just get a plains. But I think we want a forest here. So that was a better target for Ghost Quarter. Probably should have saved it. You would think, um, but they're one Garen Brig away. You would think, but they're one Garen Brig away. Like if they have Summoners Pact in hand next turn, they can go off next turn. Here we attack for 3. Tapped Valakut. Alright. I will deploy Batterskull. And Collected Company. I guess we wait to see what they do before we Coco. We don't really have any way of pushing through extra damage. Unless we were to hit another Stoneforge Mystic, but then we can't even do anything with the enchantment that goes to hand. 3, 4, 5. So here I just think we attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Attack for 9. So we got them down to 4. There's Castle Garenbrig. Collected Company here. What do we want? Knight of Autumn. Archon. Stoneforge. Maybe it doesn't even matter. We probably just want a flyer. And probably Knight of Autumn gains some extra life. All right, cool. So for Titan, Damping Sphere, I really like here. Arbiters are like really, really good here. Is there any sneaky cards that we need? Beard and Forge Tender maybe? Can protect versus Valakut? And what cards are bad? We really don't have a ton of bad cards here. Let's take a look at the curve. Valakut is not red. You're right. Let's get the Forge Tenders out of here. Good point. Very good point. What else is kind of bad here? Perhaps we can hedge on Stoneforge Mystic a little bit. Just lean more towards Arbiter to get the job done. I think that's what it's going to be. Maybe we'll leave in 2 Stoneforge Mystic and cut 1 Archon of Emeria. Definitely into this hand. So do we have to kill this? Or can we let it live for a turn? What's worse? Letting this live for a turn? I mean, they're gonna get land out of us either way. Perhaps we save path for Titan, but somebody said kill this on sight. What sucks is that we're ramping them. I think I'll just play Noble Hierarch and pass. And now's when it gets a little tricky. They're gonna have 2 untapped triggers if we let them. I think we have to Knight of Autumn. Destroy one of the amulets. pass the turn back. It is possible that we should have just held up Path to Exile. And this is why. So we're probably dead here. Alright, with Field of the Dead online, I'll go ahead and concede here, save time. They have an active field, we don't have anything that we can do about that. So let's just go to the next game. I actually think that Archon might just be better than Stoneforge Mystic in some way. It flies over their Field of the Dead tokens and their Titans. Does Dryad of the Illusion Grove have reach? It does not. Guess we'll just opt her on the cheaper card. Alright, let's see what kind of hand we get. So, don't have any hate pieces, but we do have an apparition. I will keep this hand. And we'll lead off with a forest into a hierarch. Pass turn. Do we remove this? I think we probably should. Ghost Quarter is a nice one to have around as well. Another hierarch is interesting. So We could attempt to play a sword. I don't know if that's better than just going for a Stoneforge Mystic here. What's the play, Psych-to-O? What's the play, King Magic? Mystic and Noble get in for 4. Batterskull. Batterskull. And we can play this off of this. Go ahead and drop Ghost Quarter this turn. Attack. Exalted triggers happen. Pass turn. Yeah, I was thinking that might not be wise. Alright, well, there is a land that has a name. Field of the Dead. The field not quite active yet. Path is pretty good. Next turn we sword into Batterskull. I think we want the white source here. Feels like bait at this point. Field. Yeah, kind of does. Sword into Batterskull. So, do we let them pick up the Field of the Dead? Or do we Ghost Quarter now? I'm assuming they probably pick up... Okay, that's strange. What are we doing with this Ghost Quarter? At our current crossroads. Summoner's Pact. Okay. So they're pacting for Titan. Okay, Dryad of the Illusion Grove. Cool. Cool. So now I think we Ghost Quarter this right now. Path this now. Archon. Better than Batterskull? I think not. So they have to pay for Pact or they lose. Back to us. Play Rising Canopy. Thanks for the follow, Sinkold. I appreciate that. Thanks for diving into the Shark Tank. Hope you have an amazing day. Play Archon. Yeah, the clock is not in our favor. So they do get a Titan. But this is why I was thinking Archon would be so important. If we are able to survive Titan plus Field. Okay, Amulet is not good for us. This is 5 to equip. So that means no draw. Summoner's Pact. For a Primeval Titan. Chat. Chat, we fucking 5-0'd. We did it.